Dungeons & Dragons and not sure how to be a player at the table? Well, let's break it down. First, let's talk about resistance and vulnerability. In combat, not all damage is created equal. Some creatures shrug it off, while others crumble under it. That's where resistance and vulnerability come into play. If you've got resistance to a damage type, you take half damage from it. So if a white dragon breathes its cone of cold on you for 20 points of damage, you only take 10 if you're resistant. On the flip side, vulnerability means you take double damage, so that same 20 points of damage could become 40 points if you're weak to cold. Now here's something new players often miss. Resistances and vulnerabilities don't stack. If you have multiple resistances to the same damage type, you still only have the damage once. Same with vulnerability. It doesn't triple or quadruple, it just doubles. Here's the tricky part. There is an order of operations to applying resistances and vulnerabilities. First, apply bonuses or penalties. Second, you apply the resistances. And then third, you apply vulnerability. Here's an example. Let's say you take 28 fire damage. You're in a magical aura that reduces all damage by 5. So first, it drops to 23 points. You've got resistance to all damage, so you have it to 11. But bad luck, you're also vulnerable to fire. That doubles the 11 to 22. Ouch. And then there's immunity. If you're immune to a damage type, you take no damage from it at all. Same goes for conditions. If a creature is immune to being poisoned, no poison spell or attack is going to affect it, period. Here's an example. A fire elemental is immune to fire. You can launch fireballs at it all day long, and it won't take a single point of damage. So, resistance halves, vulnerability doubles, and immunity shuts it down completely. Knowing how these interact can be the difference between surviving the fight and ending up in death saves. Next time, we're diving into healing, because after all that damage, you'll want to know how to bounce back.